feature the phenomenal AJ Styles.
This is it for AJ, TNA's first ever Grand Slam champion. Looks to move right back into the TNA World Heavyweight title picture at Hard Justice. Phenomenal AJ Styles gets that chance. This is match number 1 in the best-of-3 series against Matt Morgan, and it's up next when we return to Impact. AJ Styles admits that Matt Morgan may be bigger, maybe stronger, maybe even more intimidating, but AJ is not going to be bullied. He said, Matt Morgan, you have found your fight, and we are all about to witness match number 1 in the best-of-3 series, and there's so much at stake here, Don.
And the timing couldn't be more perfect for Matt Morgan. I mean, think about it. It's called a slump in baseball, and AJ Styles is kind of going through one right now. He even mentioned it, losing to Kevin Nash at Victory Road, losing that Legends title, and then not seeing Eric Young in the direction he's been going, and upset when he turned on him. I mean, everybody could see that one a mile away. AJ right now is out of sync, and it's perfect for Matt Morgan.
You know, I look back over the 200 episodes of Impact, and I think about how AJ's career has advanced right before our very eyes here. We've seen him go from X Division champion to tag team champion to world champion, even Legends champion, becoming the only Grand Slam champion in TNA's history. And, you know, I touched on that X Division, which is really where AJ got his start. And I want to remind everybody that at Hard Justice, there will be a #1 X Division title contenders match, but it's going to be contested in the Steel Asylum.
One of my favorite matches and one of the most physically challenging matches in the history of TNA, with the X Division athletes have to find a way to climb through the top of that steel structure and try to become the #1 contender.
AJ going to come flying off the ropes, ducks the Morgan clothesline, beats him in mid-ring, but the Blueprint caught him and going to try and catapult him. AJ with the punches, and Morgan able to move his head, stay out of the way of the contact, and then AJ goes flying over the top and down to the floor.
No substitute for height, no substitute for strength, as AJ couldn't reach the chin of Matt Morgan, and Matt Morgan just catapulted him over the top rope, and AJ in pain.
Yeah, you talked about the height, the overall power, the size advantage that Morgan has, but it's a unique situation for AJ because he actually has the experience edge over an opponent, and that's unusual for AJ Styles. He finds himself on a weekly basis facing the Angles and the Nashes and the Booker T's and the like, but tonight, AJ's been there before in these big, high-profile matches. Can't say the same for the Blueprint Matt Morgan.
Well, you know what? Matt Morgan reminds me of AJ a little bit in this sense. He's hungry like AJ Styles used to be when AJ Styles was chasing all those titles that you talked about. Matt Morgan's got that hunger right now. He wants to impress Kurt Angle. He wants to become a part of that main event mafia, and I mean, this is it right here. All he's got to do is win 2 out of 3 of these matches, and he gets in that main event in that championship match at Hard Justice, and you know Kurt Angle is going to be so confident having Matt Morgan in that matchup with him.
You know, I also think that Kurt Angle has to be upset over Samoa Joe's loss to Hernandez earlier tonight, especially that coming 1 week after Bobby Lashley rejects Angle in the main event Mafia offer. And, you know, things aren't going too smoothly all of a sudden for your main event Mafia boys just when you thought you had total domination here in TNA.
Well, you think you see chinks in the armor? You think the main event Mafia is falling apart? Let me tell you something. You lose a Bobby Lashley, you gain a Matt Morgan. I mean, there's a pretty darn good replacement in my mind, having Matt Morgan come into fruition in the main event Mafia. I mean, yes, sometimes things aren't going to go your way. That's because everybody's targeting you. Everybody's after you. So every now and then, somebody gets one up on you, but the bottom line is, the power is still with the Mafia, like the power of Matt Morgan.
2! What a shot by Matt Morgan. Speaking of bottom lines, as AJ Styles was elevated by Morgan and then thrown with impact directly into the corner turnbuckles, AJ just bounced back out of the corner, and I thought that the Blueprint was going to put him away and take a 1-0 lead in the best-of-3 series.
Well, he's getting the momentum. He's definitely in control, but AJ using that speed, and you can see there's where the size kind of came at a disadvantage for Big Mac.
Speed, agility, and maybe a little bit of the experience edge as well enable Styles to move out of the way of the on-rushing blueprint. AJ trying to get it together. Morgan stalking him from behind. AJ unleashes the chops, the knife-edge shots, series of forearms to the top of the head. Here comes Styles off the ropes. Perfect drop kick to the chest, but the big man's still on his feet.
Can't knock him down. That's the amazing thing about him.
Oh, how about that? That took him off his feet.
I'll tell you, AJ Styles always shows resilience. I mean, that's one thing about him. He's a special athlete. I've always said it. We've always known it.
Big corner shot with the clothesline. AJ out to the apron. Stops, measures, and hits the flying forearm off the top. Right into the pin. Leg hooked, and no, just two. Morgan barely got that shoulder up before the three.
But the bottom line is he got the shoulder up before the three. Most people can't do it. I mean, AJ can keep chopping that tree and chopping that tree, but he doesn't knock it down until he gets the pin.
Quick reversal cuts off AJ's offense. And how about that knee right into the gut?
It's just impressive, the power that this guy has. I mean, really and truly, we've both talked about it, Mike. I know you'll admit it. We look.
Oh, what a Pele shot by AJ.
Out of nowhere.
Again, caught the blueprint. Completely unaware with the shot, but the key is AJ going to be able to take it to the next step? Can he take advantage of a dazed Morgan? AJ going to go springboard. 450 splash. Pin, two, got it.
The winner of match one, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
What a win for AJ Styles. What a win for the TNA Originals. He takes a 1-0 lead in the best-of-3 series. Let's review what we just witnessed.
And you can see it was all Matt Morgan at this point, using that height and that power to his advantage. Here's another example of that power that he had. But AJ Styles started making his comeback that ended with that 450 splash. Look at that again, and even that was too much for Big Matt Morgan, but keep in mind, that's only one. You gotta get two.
That is step number one in advancing to the Hard Justice main event. Match number 2 next week on Impact.
You know, Tracy, it seems like you ruffled a lot of feathers last week within the ranks of the TNA Knockouts. You used your position and power to dupe everyone, secure yourself a check for $50,000, and the spot as the main event Mafia's chosen knockout. How could you do this?
Okay, first of all, Lauren, I didn't dupe anybody. I did what I had to survive in this business. And you know what? I've had it. For months, I've been sitting on my sweet ass at home. I've been calling TNA. I've been emailing TNA. I've been texting TNA. Please, can I just be a part of your show, please? I even offered to set up the ring. And you know what their answer was to me every single time? Tracy, we love you. You're our favorite employee, but we got nothing for you. Okay, have you seen the other knockouts? And then have you seen me? They come to you in HD. I come to you in HDD. I go to Hollywood for 5 seconds, and this fantastic chiseled body is being used, but a company that I have bled for, cried for, sweated over since the very, very beginning has nothing for me. You know what, Lauren? Screw you, screw them, and screw TNA.
You know what, Tracy? It is not always about you. There are a dozen other knockouts always wanting more TV time. Maybe the TNA officials are doing the best they can.
The best they can obviously isn't good enough. You know what, Lauren? Plain and simple. Kurt Angle showed me the money, and now I'm property of the main event Mafia.
Oh, my God. What's that?
You break my heart, Tracy. Really. You were the original TNA knockout. The one we all looked up to. You're one of the reasons I even got into this business.
Boo-hoo, Taylor. You should have picked another line of work. You know what, Taylor? This business isn't made for soft women like you. This business isn't made for ladies. It's made for bitches like me.
Oh, please do not listen to her. The TNA knockouts are up next. Come on.
Before we see Don West's interview with Tara, let's review her history with the beautiful people.
Leaving me out there with that thing crawling all over me was unacceptable. You don't have my back out there. You and I are done.
No, no, no! Don't you do that! Don't do that to Velvet again! You want some? You and me right now! Let's do it!
No problem, Angelina. As long as that TNA Knockout Championship is
has found a way to steal the Knockout Championship.
The match between you and I was never official. I am still the TNA Knockout Champion.
Here we go, 1, 2, and she got it.
What, she had her foot on the rope?
No, bouncing on the rope. It wasn't on there firm.
Tara uses poison to get the last